to find like a good balance, a relationship of human balance in people who don't know or fully truly understand themselves, how are you supposed to be able to connect and give someone else your mental capacity when you can barely give that to yourself? What's up, you guys? It's Sheridan here, back with another video. And today we're going to talk about dating yourself. What that means, maybe you've done it before. Anyway, we're going to talk about it. I am in my comfiest set of PJs. So you guys grab some comfy PJs and let's just talk. Like, I have things written down of obviously what to say, what to talk about, just like some notes, just general stuff. But for the most part, we're just gonna be chatting, talking away. Obviously, the title of this video is I dated myself for the past 5 years, meaning that I have been single for the past 5 years. But I hate using that term. Like, I hate when someone asks you, are you single? Because it always somehow ends up negative. Like, the next part will be, oh, what? You're not with someone? Oh, you'll find that person, or are there any prospects or anything like that? And like, what's wrong with me just being single and by myself? I have tried to twist it around and kind of come up with the idea that I'm actually not single. I am dating myself. So I feel like there are two types of daters. The first dater, quote unquote serial dater. It is a top name that one of my friends came up with because she considers herself a serial dater. So that's why I'm phrasing it this way. It's no shade at all to anyone. Someone who is constantly with someone, who likes to be with a partner or a significant other, who are constantly going on dates, maybe constantly being in relationships with different types of people. And in that type of dating brings on certain types of insecurities, right? I mean, all dating will bring that on as well, but this specific one could be that you require a certain validation or comfort that you may not be able to provide for yourself, but a partner or significant other maybe be able to provide that for you. It's kind of like a codependence, I guess. And then there's a second type of dater, which is, I guess I really don't have a name for this one. I guess the loner, someone who has been, not in a relationship for quite some time now, who kind of does their own thing, figuring out themselves, blah, blah, blah. But also with that also comes insecurities as well, because sometimes when you do decide to date or go out with people, you become really insecure because you have not done that in so long, in a relationship with so long. And you might tend to self-sabotage some things because at the bottom line, it's an insecurity because maybe you just don't want to be vulnerable with someone, or that might make you scared or freak you out or something. And it's kind of like the grass is greener on the other side type situation. You want what you don't have. Because I honestly envy people who are serial daters, as well as I'm sure serial daters might envy people who are okay with being single for quite a bit of time. But like I said, they both bring certain insecurities for me. The fact of being vulnerable with someone or devoting my time to someone is something that is scary for me. And I envy people who are able to risk it all and, give someone a chance to, feel emotions and grow with that person, even if it's just for a little bit of time, but opening yourself up to that person. That is something that makes me fully uncomfortable. So I honestly do envy people who are able to do that with different people. Serial dating is not a bad thing. It's just not forgetting yourself in the process and remembering to prioritize yourself along the way is the most important key. So if you can do that while dating around, then go for it. But then I've also seen cases of serial daters who lose themselves in the process of that. So, you know, that's where I think just like the on my own status is better, because you do not become codependent to that other person and then probably be stuck in a situation that you should no longer be stuck or be in, period. There's pros and cons to each one. I'm not slandering any of them. Comment down below which one you think you are. I know obviously which one I am. But unconsciously, I have been on this path of kind of just self-discovery and have been prioritizing myself through the process of all of this since I've moved to New York. I've learned quite a bit about myself, and I've kind of went into this mindset that I was dating myself in a way for me to learn myself better and figure out what it is that I might want or like or need from a significant other or a partner of some sort. Such a great thing that I could do for myself, prioritizing myself, number one. And not saying that being in a relationship is obviously bad. It's obviously something that everyone sees for themselves and everyone would obviously want for themselves. But the issue that I find a lot of people go through is that once they do find someone else that they do want to be in a relationship with and start dating, they tend to break up with themselves, which is a big no-no-no. Big no-no-no? A big no-no. I believe that you're, I guess, technically in a poly relationship, because the first relationship that is the most important is the relationship that you have with yourself. But a lot of people tend to break up with themselves whenever they, you know, find a significant other or someone that they want to be in a relationship. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't prioritize that other person as well and put them, you know, higher up in certain categories, but I'm just saying is that you should never forget yourself in the process of it all. And a lot of people tend to do that to where they kind of let things pass, they forget about their morals and certain things that they say they would never let slide for a person, and then they end up doing it because they are now so invested in this person that they forget and lose themselves in the process of it. I think in order for you to prioritize that and kind of learn those aspects of yourself, you really do need to go through a period where you are just on your own, dating yourself and understanding really what that means. You know, what is it, the things that you like to do? What are priorities, family values, goals that you have, you know, things that you want to keep building and seeing yourself in the future. Not just seeing yourself in the future with some person, but what do you really want to accomplish? What are those personal goals that you want to have for yourself? Whether that's like joining a hobby, meditating in the morning, praying in the morning, making yourself a delicious, beautiful dinner every single night. Take moments out like that to where you can prioritize yourself and put yourself first. That is like starting the process of like dating yourself, when you are taking the time out to think about you and the different things that will make you happy. And just don't forget, even if you do find someone to, you know, spend your time with, get further into being in a relationship with, never forget to still date yourself. You're not breaking up with yourself. If anything, you should be expanding to where they can now help you, because they have prioritized themselves as well, and you guys can come up and grow together. I'm obviously not a dating expert, hence the title, but I don't know, this makes sense to me. We all have toxic traits. You too, yes, I'm talking about you. You have toxic traits too. And honestly, that's what makes us human. So it's up to you to kind of figure that out and understand what your toxic trait is and why you are the way you are and why you have that. I think it's pretty important to know, what's that saying? It's like, You're only as good as your weakest link. And that's honestly true about yourself. Like, you're only as good as your flaws. Your flaws are what make you. Your flaws should honestly be your strength. I'm really into like self-evaluation, if you guys haven't noticed, but it's something that's really important. Like, you should take the time to literally evaluate yourself. My dad like told me this like a couple years ago, and I thought he was completely crazy for this, but then I actually like tried it and I was like, wait, this is pretty like lit. Like, evaluate yourself and figure out what are like your good qualities, what are your bad qualities, just traits about yourself. Not because you need to let other people know this or see how your traits measure well with other people, but it's a way for you to really figure out yourself, and you can process why you do certain things, why you talk about certain things, and how you may react to certain situations by evaluating yourself. And then if it's something that's not good, you know how to go about it next. I digress. I feel like this video is going every which way. But here's some lessons that I learned about myself. I've learned that I am way more sensitive than I ever thought, way more emotional. Like, I just thought I was the toughest person in the world, which I am, but I'm still sensitive. I mean, like, put Long Island Medium on. Put Long Island Medium on. Tears. Tears, tears, tears. Waterfalls. I don't know what it is about that show, but it gets me, man. It really gets me. Anyway, I am realizing that I am more emotional and sensitive because, I mean, I'm not really into like astrology and horoscopes and things like that, but I am a Gemini, and I can kind of have this like tough exterior where it's like, I don't fuck with anyone. But the fact of the matter is, I care about people. I really care strongly about people, and I really give my all to try and help someone. And when I feel like that is not being reciprocated, that's when my feelings get hurt. And then it becomes like a full defense mechanism. And that's where emotions come. I put up this wall because I am so hurt by someone. And it's okay to be sensitive. It's something that I am learning and really truly loving about myself, is that I can have so much emotion invested in something. Like, I think that's why I love music so much, because it just brings so much emotion into you. Or if you watch like a really good show that's like right now I'm obsessed with Love, Death and Robots. I don't know what it's called, but I'll put it right here, the episode. It is beautiful. Literally, when I watch it, it brings me to tears, and I can just get so overwhelmed with emotions by looking at different things like that. And it's something that I've tried to suppress about myself, because I'm just like, girl, why are you crying? Is it that time of month or something? But it's something that, you know what, I'm proud of. And I love the fact that I could feel so much emotion from something that just, brings that out of me. It's kind of beautiful, actually. I've learned that not all company is good company. Like, you really have to be careful with the people that you invite into your life, because that can stir up so much negativity and just bad energy for yourself that, it brings your life down. I've noticed situations where I knew people were not good for me, were not good for my life. I cut them from my life, and more things started coming, more blessings started coming. And I honestly feel like if there's bad negative energy of the people surrounding you, it is just not good. And trust your intuition too. There might be people who are smiling in your face, who are being kind of like fake nice, and you might not necessarily be able to tell it then what their motives are, but you have a feeling and a hunch that it does not feel right, or this person's presence does not feel right. Cut it out and follow your intuition. They could be stumping your growth. I have also realized about myself, and you may be able to relate yourself in me, I have an extremely addictive personality. Like, not in like doing drugs addictive personality, but just everyday life goals, things that interest me or things that I'm passionate about. I get so fixated on these things that it can sometimes be like unhealthy. So just imagine if that was like a person, which is why I realized that I need to just calm down and probably be single and not like date like crazy like that. But that also goes the other way around as well. So if I am super addicted on something, I give my full attention and my full all on this one thing. If I'm not into you at all, I'm just done. Get away. Next. Which is not good, because obviously relationships are gonna have ups and downs where you're gonna like this person and not like this person, but it should never get to a point where it's just like it switches and you're just like, okay, nope. So these are things that I'm learning about myself. Society definitely puts a lot of unnecessary standards when it comes to getting married. We obviously know that like standards, we don't have to follow them. It's 2023, we're kind of creating and doing our own thing, but we honestly all be lying to ourselves if we weren't saying that stuff like just sits in the back of your mind. Even someone like me, who I'm just like, I don't care about dating. When it needs to happen, it will happen. Like, I even still get in the back of my mind like, well, you know, I'm 27, like, when is the time gonna come? Should I try a little harder? And I just hate the idea of the fact that like you're searching for someone when you should honestly be searching for yourself. Like, I know that sounds super cliche, but it's honestly the truth. Like, dating itself is already so complex. It's so hard, and to find like a good balance, a relationship of human balance, and people who don't know or fully truly understand themselves, how are you supposed to be able to connect and give someone else your mental capacity when you can barely give that to yourself? So another reason why it's super important to self-evaluate and really truly figure out and understand yourself. So if you take anything from this video, I want you to truly learn how to prioritize yourself. Do something that is for you, truly because you want it. And learn to do many things like that for yourself, you know? Like, anyway, hopefully this video is gonna make sense. I was just all over the place, so it's gonna be a bitch trying to edit this. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Let's see if I can. Nope. Okay, I'll just